Hi guys, I'm Lisa. Thank you to Gypsy Woman Homestead. Today we are going to dehydrate spaghetti squash. Self-explanatory, it is a squash, and then when it's cooked correctly, it will shred apart just and look like spaghetti noodles. And we're going to dehydrate it because I found that it is the best way to preserve spaghetti squash. You know, if you don't have a root cellar or anything, because when you rehydrate it, it goes back to its original taste and texture. So it's great you use it like spaghetti noodles. I love it in soups. You know, it's like you've put pasta into soup. So I really love it. It's really good. It's a way to eat wheat-free, gluten-free, and still have your spaghetti fix, which I love spaghetti. So let's get started. The thing we're gonna do is I cut the end of the squash off where the stem was. Cut a little bit more just to make it flat. And then we're going to turn it upright and just slice it right down the middle. And this one is really there we go. There we go. So inside you will find in the center, you'll find the seeds and the pulp. So you just take a spoon and scrape it out. I'm scraping it into a bowl because I'm not sure, I don't know the history behind this spaghetti squash, but I'm going to go ahead and save the seeds and we'll just see what it does next year. I'll test some in some potting soil and see if it germinates, and if it does, I'll have spaghetti squash for next year. See, and that's what it's all cleaned out. Let's do this other one. All right. And so the center of this is very fibrous, so be sure not to dig out too much because then you're getting into your good edible squash. So then all you do, or this is the way that I do it, again, this is my way of doing things, so I know everybody has their own way. So I'll take and put just a little bit of water in the bottom of a baking dish, because it's not the water, you're not boiling it or anything, you're steaming this. And then you're turning them upside down so that the squash part is just barely in the water. So then you put it at 350 degrees, depending on the size of the squash. This is fairly a small one, so maybe 30-45 minutes. Just keep checking it, and I'll be back with you when this one's done so I can show you the texture of what it's like when it's finished. All right, so here's some that I did earlier. As you can tell, these were in there for about 45 minutes, and they're very squishy. They're very tender, so that's how you know it's done. So we're going to take it out of the water, and see, they're just steamed. The water just made the steam, so there's no reason to have a bunch of water in there, because all you want is the steaming. But you don't want it to go dry, so if you check on it and it's dry, you need to add more water to it. So then you take a fork and, well, if you see this, let me get it up closer to you just take a fork and you just start at the edges and see how it's just coming apart like spaghetti noodles. I don't know if you can see that, but it looks just like pasta, hence the name spaghetti squash. So we're just going to take and we're just going to get all this lusciousness off, and you're going to end up with just the hard outer shell, which is not hard anymore, but that's all you want to get all this yumminess out of here. All right, So then what we're going to do is we're just going to put it directly from here, and this has cool down. You want it to cool down. And then we're going to put it in our dehydrator, food dehydrator. So we're just going to take the tray, and we're just going to take it and just put it single layer. You're just going to put it single layer on here. And don't mush it, because if you mush it, it'll lose its stringiness, and it won't be spaghetti noodles anymore. And you just want to do real thin layers. So it looks like we're going to get about 2 trays for each half. Probably what I'm predicting. Now the dehydrator that I have does not have it's just an on and off switch. It doesn't have a thermostat. If you have a thermostat, I'm guessing it would probably about 130 degrees, 140 is what I would say, because you don't want it really, really high. You just want it to dehydrate slowly. Okay. So on mine, it's just like I said, it's just an on and off switch. So I will put this on the dehydrator and just plug it in. And it'll take probably about until probably in the morning. It is afternoon, late afternoon, so probably in the morning we will have dehydrated spaghetti squash. I just take it and keep it as long pieces as I can and put it in a glass jar. And then as I need it for, if I had to put it in soups, or if you want to dehydrate it and put sauce over it, you can take and just add a little bit of boiling water to it. Just a little, it's not gonna take that much. You don't want it to be saturated. And just as it reconstitutes, you can check the consistency, and if you think you need a little bit more hot water, you can add a little bit more hot water to it. I like mine to where they're not, where it's still a little firm, not where it's like completely mushy. So yeah, so that's how you can dehydrate spaghetti squash, and that's how you can, if you have a bumper crop, or if you come across some on a sale at a store or at the farmer's market, go ahead and buy up a bunch, because they won't go bad. You can dehydrate it and they will stay good. So this is the first one. I've got 3 more to do, so hopefully I'll have a good bit of spaghetti squash to last me for a while. So thank you for joining me. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe below and hit the bell so you'll be notified every time I have a video. If you have questions, or if you even have a better way that you think of preserving spaghetti squash that I'm doing, just please leave a comment below, because we can all learn from each other. I've also added my Instagram link and my Etsy store link, so you guys can visit me in other places. Like and share this video, guys. Love y'all. Bye.